Chit Chat. Today we have episode 4 with Linda Bryant, purveyor of all things excellent. And she is here today to talk about
fiber. We're talking about fiber for various artistic crafts, from beginning of people wearing clothing through today. Of course, there are natural fibers and there are man-made fibers. Currently, man-made fibers can, I think, be made of almost anything. Petroleum, seashells, milk,
wow,
corn. Now they're highly chemical processed, but I'm going to stick with natural fibers for today. Originally, most fiber was animal or cotton or linen. We had bast fibers, the cotton and linen. Now we have fibers from bamboo and other plants, but mostly it was either animal, like sheep, or silkworm, or cotton and linen. Wool from sheep or fiber from alpaca, llamas, bison, yak, all of those things are warm fibers with loft and stretchiness. It can be very, very finely spun to make a thin thread, or much thicker and looser. But a trait of wool is its scrunchiness and its stretchiness, so that it starts out off the sheep dirty, full of stuff called vegetable matter, and then is spun from something that looks like the black and white one or like this into individual thread, which is usually then combined to make thicker thread, and that is primarily is spun for weaving or for knitting or crocheting. It's a little bit heavier weight stuff. It can be smooth or bumpy. It can be all of one color or multiple colors. For people who like variety, there's dozens of ways to spin yarn into various, can it see this?
yeah,
Various textures, putting in crinkles or bubbles or twists or colors. Traditionally, of course, it was always plain animal colored, and white was prized because it then could be dyed with natural dyes.
So a brown sheep would create a brown yarn.
Or brown to tan, yes.
Okay.
Black sheep. This black is sheep. The white is silk.
Pretty.
So it can be natural colored or dyed colored or over dyed colors. In other words, if this brown yarn, you wanted it to be, say, orange, you could dye it with sage, and it would not be orange, but it would definitely look orange. It would not be pumpkin colored though. Okay. When you get your fiber done, of course, if it has silk in it, it has luster. If it is not, the luster pretty much disappears. Also, this one is very, very soft to the touch, and it's a little scrunchy, but not as scrunchy as this one, which is from a long wool sheep.
Okay.
So it depends on what animal you have used. This is a synthetic. Again, synthetics are usually scrunchy. They're usually designed for knitting or crochet. This is multiple colors, so that you get, if you follow their instructions, you would get a cowl like that.
Okay, with striping.
With striping, yes. If you don't follow their instructions, the arrangement of colors would be a little bit different. When you are knitting, especially, you can do fabrics that are very soft and drapey.
That's beautiful.
And when this is finished, it will just be a shawl, and it will drape nicely. These needles are size 4.
Okay.
This was also made on size 4, and I think you can see the difference in the size of the yarns.
Oh yeah.
This is going to be a dog cozy. When I sew it together, the one side that's bigger will be where the dog goes in and buries himself.
Oh, how nice.
So this is much tighter because even though I cut nails, I think every day, they still get out of control. So yarns for knitting tend to be a little bit longer, or a little bit heavier. They don't have to be, as I've shown you. This is really pretty fine. That one is pretty fine.
Okay.
Most knitters and crocheters have a preference, and they stick in that range. And the yarn industry are now making fibers that are quarter size almost, or at least nickel size, and people are able to do that with their hands and no tools.
Okay.
I haven't tried it.
Me neither.
This is crochet cotton. Originally, crochet was finer work, and so the thread was more or less this size and used fine steel hooks. But as knitting has changed and you can use larger instruments, the same is true in crochet. So both of those are very popular active fiber crafts today.